Managing general pests using the right equipment ensures that the right amount of pesticide is applied to the target area. This will help reduce callbacks and mean more satisfied customers.
The ultimate goal, if we're talking about any sort of internal or external treatments, is to apply a chemical product that's going to dry within a short period of time. Most of our spray labels will say that people cannot re-enter into the area until the product is dry. So if you use the correct nozzle for the area that you're treating, there's a better chance that the chemical is going to dry in time. Different nozzles are designed for different purposes, and we just need to choose the correct nozzle for the correct purpose.
The equipment should be selected based on the type of application, the size of the area, and the desired spray pattern. The pneumatic, hand pump and pressurised hand tank are best for internal use, and the backpack and power sprayer are designed for external work.
The first piece of equipment that we're going to look at is what we call a pneumatic hand sprayer, or a hand pump, or a pump-up sprayer. It's primarily used internally for low volume work and also typically for outside low volume spray applications. Basically it works by obviously having chemical placed in here, and then we need to allow room for some air so we can compress the liquid out. What we should always do with these tanks is only ever approximately half fill the tank. So if this is a 4 litre tank, we put 2 litres of chemical in there approximately, which allows for 2 litres of air space to allow you to pump the chemical out.
The sprayer is operated using the hand pump located at the top.
Once we've compressed the tank and we've got the liquid into the hose, we then depress the trigger to obviously bring the chemical out through the wand and then out through the nozzle here. One of the challenging situations that we have when we're operating this hand pump sprayer is that you have to continually keep the tank pressurised. So after a little while, after using the tank for a while, you're going to have reduced pressure. You need to constantly pump the tank to keep it at a desired pressure. Now typically with most of our general pest work, we're spraying it around about 30 psi. So you need to pump this several times to keep it at that pressure to allow us to put out the correct amount of spray pattern and chemical into the environment.
As spray pressure reduces in this tank, it directly affects your spray volume, spray pattern, and application effectiveness. The move to the pressurised tank top maintains an optimal spray pressure of 23 to 30 psi during application.
So this is now one of our pressurised hand tanks or hand pumps. So this is actually a B&G version. So this is a B&G electric pump that allows us to keep the pressure at 30 psi. And then once the pressure drops, the battery automatically kicks back in to bring it back up to pressure again. So you don't have to pump the tank anymore. So this is going to allow for obviously a more efficient spray application. You're going to put out a more consistent spray pattern and volume of chemical, which is important, and just allow you to complete your work in a much more efficient manner. We're just going to compare the two tanks to each other now. You can see that we are moving to a smaller tank, and that is because this is primarily, as we talked about, going to be used for internal work. Low volumes, amounts of chemical, being more efficient and more consistent with your application. The next piece of equipment we've got primarily, as we talked about, for external use or for large-scale commercial premises, internal and external, is our backpack sprayer. So this is just the example of what we're moving to. This is a flow zone version, battery powered, so we just need to make sure we have it charged. We can then just use this for our normal, primarily residentially outside for external use. We're not using this for internal residential treatments.
The role of this backpack sprayer is for external use around residential and commercial property, but only used internally in large commercial environments.
This is a 15 litre tank, so primarily we're going to be using this for external work, for all of your general pest control spraying, cockroaches, ants, spiders, fleas, any of your normal pests that you'll do externally of a property. As an alternative to the backpack for external properties around residential, and also some commercial environments, we have the power gear and hose combo setup. So this is a pretty standard power gear setup. We have the tank, we have a hose reel that we primarily use for residential work. We have the pump to pump the chemical out. This is going to be primarily used only for external work as an alternative, we said, for residential external properties and also some commercial environments externally, but it must not be used internally, only external environments.
Using the right equipment in the right situation assists you target your application, adhere to the correct label rate, and reduces callbacks. which means at the end of the job, a more satisfied customer.